Hello, Rinkrats. We're back with some more Colorado Avalanche franchise mode in FHM 12. And in this one, we have the playoffs of year number 1, starting out against the 47, 29, and 6 Dallas Stars. So let's get right to it. Actually, before we get into it, it should be noted that Cale Makar, who was out all season with a major injury, with a ruptured disc that happened in the preseason, he is now only day-to-day and should be back soon. So I'm not sure. Maybe he'll even be in the lineup for game number 1. We'll see. No, we're on game day. He is still day-to-day, but he's basically right there. I have a feeling maybe even right after this game number 1, he'll be back in the lineup. So here we go. Game number 1 against Dallas. What will it be? It will be a 3-1 Dallas victory. Oh. Shots are 26-25 in favor of your Colorado Avalanche. 3 stars of the game are Hintz, Nichushkin, and Harley. First period, you have Hintz with the goal for Dallas to make it 1-0. Second period, you have Hintz with another one to make it 2-0. And then Colton with our lone goal of the game from Nichushkin and Middleton to make it 2-1. Third period, you have Emil Andre with the goal to make it a 3-1 Dallas victory. And there it is. Cale Makar is ready to be activated back onto the active roster. So let's get him back on there because he is undoubtedly going to be a difference maker. All right, here we go. Game number 2. First game with Cale Makar in this year. And that will be a 6-5 Dallas victory. And just like that, we are down 2-0 in the series. Shots are 35-30 in favor of Dallas. 3 stars of the game are Andre, Taves, and Back. First period, Thomas Harley and Jason Robertson with the goals makes it 2-0 off the bat for Dallas. But then it is Marty Natchez with a goal from Makar and Taves to make it 2-1. And then it's Nathan MacKinnon shorthanded from Drury and Grizzlick to make it 2-2, but then Wyatt Johnston before the period ends makes it 3-2 heading into the second period, where it's Nichushkin makes it tied at 3 from Gerard and Middleton, but then it's Harley make it 4-3, and then Alex Barre-Boulet makes it 4-4 from Taves and Brindley. And then the third period you have no scoring, and we go to overtime where Mike Amadio scores in overtime for Dallas to make it a 2-0 Dallas lead in the series. Okay, game number 3. Come on, guys. Do not fall down 3-0 against Dallas. And oh boy, that'll be a 3-0 lead for the Dallas Stars in an 8-4 stomping in this game number 3. Shots are 34-31 in favor of Colorado. 3 stars of the game are Blackwell, Ben, and Hintz. First period, Jason Robertson gets him started, makes it 1-0. Second period, Blackwell with the goal makes it 2-0. Then you have MacKinnon with our first goal of the game from Taves and Lehkonen to make it 2-1. Then you have Duchesne from Bastion and Ben to make it 3-1. Brock Nelson scores for us from Parker Kelly and Jordan Eberle to make it 3-2. But then it's Jason Robertson with the goal to make it 4-2 heading into the third period, where Jack Drury scores from Kelly and Nichushkin to make it 4-3. But then it's 3 consecutive Dallas goals from Hintz, Sagan, and Blackwell to make it 7-3. But then it's Brock Nelson from Gerard and Grizzlick to make it 7-4. And then Oscar Back closes it out to make it 8-4 Dallas victory. And we are in a tough spot here. And now, of course, Valeri Nichushkin is out with an injury for the next 1 to 2 months. So he is essentially done. Yeah, this is not a good spot. This is not how I envisioned this first playoff run going. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on. And I imagine it's in goal. Yeah. That's rough. That's some rough stuff there. Wedgwood in 3 games played with the .828 save percentage. Oh boy. And then Blackwood in 8 minutes played with the .500. Yeah, I mean, it's in Wedgwood's personality, right? He does not perform well in big games, so I guess things are not looking good for Wedgwood this upcoming offseason. I mean, I know he has an extension on his contract, but I don't think I'm going to want to keep him around, especially after this. We're probably going to need to look for a new goalie, at least for next year. I mean, we'll see. Maybe Blackwood will be the guy, right? He hasn't really had a chance these playoffs, and I think he did do pretty well during the regular season. Yeah, .909 save percentage. But so far these playoffs, Mr. Scott Wedgwood has been abysmal. So you know what? Is there a way, can I do the goalie rotations manually? I mean, I'm not in control of the lines right now. I guess I'm going to have to get in control of the lines, right? Oh, you know what? Wait, no, I can set it from here, right? I can set the backup to start. So that means Blackwood would start in that case, right? All right, here we go. Game number 4, elimination game number 4. Blackwood is indeed in net. So let's go into it and hope for the best. Come on, Colorado. Oh, we have our first goal of the game. Is it going to be for Colorado? Is it going to be for your Colorado Avalanche? It looks like it. Yes, indeed. All right. We get up to a good start. Jordan Eberle with his first of the playoffs from Colton and Burns gets us on the board. And we have another goal here. Looks like it is also going to be for your Colorado Avalanche. Come on, guys, get on that. There it is, 2-0. All right. And that's before the second period as well. Brock Nelson with a goal from Eberle and Girard. And that is the end of the first. All right, not bad. I will certainly take it compared to the past 3 games. Oh, do we have another goal? Do we have another goal? Late in the second period? Come on, there it is. We are now up 3-0 with 26 seconds remaining in the second period. Gabriel Landeskog was the second of the playoffs from Taves and Makar, and we're in a good spot heading into the third. Come on, guys, shut her down. Get me one more, maybe. One more. There it is. 4-0 with 4:06 remaining in the third period. Jordan Eberle with his second of the game from Nelson and Colton. And that'll just about wrap things up. We have a shutout. So I guess we're going to keep rolling Blackwood for sure. Shots are 22-21 in favor of Colorado. 3 stars of the game are Eberle, Colton, and Nelson. And honorable mention to, of course, Mackenzie Blackwood, who shut the door on 21 shots against. All right. And of course, like, I got to make sure to set the backup for every game now, as long as Blackwood remains the backup, which it looks like he still is. So Blackwood, if you could have another game like what you just did, that would be much appreciated. Or take it one game at a time here. Here we go. Elimination game number 5. Come on, Colorado. Let's get back in this series. Do we have a first goal of the game? First goal of the game? On that. Nice. All right. 1-0. 7:34 remaining in the first period. Ross Colton with the goal from Barbelet and Malinsky. And that will be it for the first period. We're up 1-0. Good start. Let's keep it going. Come on, Colorado. Oh, do we have a goal? When we're close to the offensive zone. All right, we're onside. 17. Nice. All right. 2-0. Malinsky with his first of the playoffs from Parker Kelly and Brock Nelson. Come on, guys. Hold this lead. And we have a 2-0 lead heading into the third period. Mackenzie Blackwood stays hot. Come on, guys. Let's finish this off. Can we take it to a game 6? Looks like we may have another goal for here. And yes, indeed we do. With 1:37 remaining, we are up 3-0 in the game. And we look like we're going to take this to a game 6. Brock Nelson with the goal from Girard and Kiviranta. And will that be it? Nope, we have one more. Is it going to be a 4-0 game? Is it going to be a 4-0 game? Yes, indeed it is. With 2 seconds remaining as well, as Nathan McKinnon with his third of playoffs from Girard and Eberle. And that is the second consecutive shutout for Mackenzie Blackwood. Shots at 36-21 in favor of Colorado. 3 stars a game are Girard, Nelson, and Kelly. And of course, once again, honorable mention to my man Mackenzie Blackwood. I mean, he's looking really good so far. Let's hope he can keep that up. All right, here we go. Elimination game number 6. Let's push 7. Come on, boys. We have our first goal of the game. Looks like it might be Dallas. Come on, guys. Yep, it's going to be for Dallas. All right. So you couldn't have expected Dallas to stay off the board for that long, right? So they were bound to get one eventually. Mikko Rantanen with the goal makes it 1-0 Dallas. But let's get on the board ourselves here. We have a goal basically right away here, and that is a 2-0 Dallas lead. You do not like to see it. Halfway through the first period, Jason Robertson with the goal makes it 2-0. And we have another one. We have a back-to-back goals here. And it looks like it is also going to be for Dallas. Yes, indeed. Not a great first period here to start out for Mackenzie Blackwood. Rope Hintz with the goal. And that is 3 goals on 8 shots against. Come on, guys. Better second period here. Get our first of the game, ideally. And it looks like Dallas is going to have another one here. Yep. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's not looking good. It's now 4-0. Artu Hiri with a goal. And we are heading to the third period down by 4. We're going to need a miracle here. All right. It looks like, nope, they take possession of the puck back, and it looks like this is going to be a Dallas goal. Yep. Got my hopes up for a second there, as it looked like we were going to enter the offensive zone, but there was a takeaway there by the defenseman, and Matt Duchesne gets the goal to make it 5-0 Dallas. He scores on his former team. Yep. Oh boy. Do we have another one? We have another one here. Oh, all right. It looks like it might be for your Colorado Avalanche. All right, we avoid the shutout at least. We avoid the shutout, but it is a tall mountain to climb here with only 12 minutes remaining in the third period. Okay, we have another one. It looks like number 62. 29, 62, 29. All right. So it's 5-2. So it's a little bit more respectable now. Nathan McKinnon from Lehkonen and Taves. Okay. It looks like we're going to have probably a Dallas goal here. We're on the power play for Dallas. Yep, that is now going to be a 6-2 game with 4:02 remaining. And it looks like our playoff hopes and dreams for year number 1 are just about to come to a close. Yes, indeed. And we are out in 6. So, wait a minute. Was that... Hold up. Did I see... okay, so they both played. Blackwood only played... Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. After the third goal, he got pulled. Blackwood only played 10 minutes, roughly, and then Wedgwood played the last 50. Regardless, that's not really ideal, especially with Wedgwood going in there and then letting up 3 more goals himself. So I guess I'm willing to give Blackwood another chance after this season. He had a .907 save percentage in total during these playoffs, but man, Wedgwood was just brutal. He was brutal. .830 save percentage in 4 games played. Yeah, I think Wedgwood is going on the trade block. There's no way. There's no way we're using Wedgwood again next season after what we just witnessed. That was absolutely terrible. that may be one of the worst goaltending performances I've ever seen, honestly, in this game. Oh my goodness, that was bad. That was for a single season playoff performance. That was really bad. Shots are 27-21 in favor of Dallas. 3 stars of the game are Robertson, Andre, and Capobianco. So we fought hard to get to a game number 6, but unfortunately, we just put ourselves in way too deep in a hole early on. And I gotta be honest, a large part of that is probably due to Wedgwood. I hate to blame the goaltender because, I mean, let's see the schedule. Like game number 1, fair enough, we didn't really score too much. We only got 1 goal against, so that you can't really, I don't think you could really pin that on the goaltender. But game number 2, we scored 5 and we still let up 6. Not exactly ideal. Game number 3, we scored 4. We let up 8. And then game number 4, we put Mackenzie Blackwood in. We score 4, let up none. Game number 5, score 4, let up none once again. And then game number 6, of course, Mackenzie Blackwood lets in 3. He gets pulled early. And then Wedgwood lets in another 3. We scored 2. So we didn't exactly score enough there, but we also did not get good goaltending in that game number 6. So honestly, like I said, I mean, I don't like to blame it all on the goaltender, but we certainly did not get anywhere near the level of goaltending that we needed to even give ourselves a chance in this series, except for the 2 games that that Blackwood was in there and got the shutout, right? I mean, obviously his game number 6, the start of game number 6 was not ideal for him, but he at least, Blackwood at least was able to get us those couple of wins and show that he is able to shut the door and get us back in a series. Wedgwood, however, he had nothing these entire playoffs. He gave me nothing to be hopeful about for the future with Scott Wedgwood. And he's 33 already. So, I think, this offseason, he's definitely going to be on his way out because that was just atrocious. So now let's take a look at the playoff stats for the skaters. You have Nelson leading the way with 7 points in 6 games played. Then you have Eberle, Taves, and Girard with 5. McKinnon and Colton with 4. So McKinnon only with 4 points. You expect a little bit more out of him, especially with what he did during the regular season. Obviously, it's not a bad playoff performance for him, just a little bit underwhelming, Then you have Landeskog with 3, Nichushkin and Kelly also with 3. Then you have Malinsky, Drury, Barboulay, Middleton, Grzelcyk, and Lehkonen with 2. Natchez only with 1. Hopefully that's not a trend for the future. Let's hope that's just a one and done situation for Natchez, especially considering his very expensive long-term deal coming up worth $11.5 million per year. And then Brent Burns with 1 point in 2 games played. Kiviranta and Brindley also with 1. And then we already saw the disaster in goal with Wedgwood. And Blackwood, obviously he didn't have a great game number 6, but the games 4 and 5 he did very well. So I think we'll keep Blackwood heading in next year, but Wedgwood, man, that was just not that was just not acceptable. I'm sorry. So I suppose with that, we will advance and see who wins the Stanley Cup. Oh boy, Team Harmony is starting to get out of control here. And honestly, this might be another part of the reason why we lost here in the first round. There's quite a few conflicts going on here. Yeah. And that, honestly, that would make sense as to why Natchez only had 1 point. He's not getting along with Nichushkin, Barbelet, Taves, or Landeskog. Yeah, that's not ideal. Not ideal. This is might be a bit of a mess to clean up here in the offseason, honestly. This is not looking good. And your 2025-26 Stanley Cup champions are the Vegas Golden Knights. This is their second Stanley Cup championship. They last won in 2023. They went through Chicago, Edmonton, Dallas, and Washington in 7. It looks like they had an absolute routing in that last game, 10-1. So now we are officially in the offseason. I don't think we're going to be renewing Burns. He wants to extend, but the thing is, he wants 5.2. He's currently only making $1 million. We're not going to be able to afford that. There's no way this team is going to be able to afford that. So we're going to have to release him for sure. Jordan Eberle, he wants 5.7. We're not going to be able to afford that. He's only making 2.37 right now. We're not going to be able to afford either of those players. Jack Drury, 2.1. Okay, that's decent. That's a pretty good contract. He's a 3-star ability. What did he do last year? 37 points. I mean, that's for 37 points, that I would say that's worth it, especially with the the cap crunch that we're going to be in. Yeah, that's worth it. So I'll try to get him down a little bit. I'll try to take him down as much as I can, actually. And it doesn't seem like he's going to budge too much here. I got him down to 2.01 for 3 years. Puistinen wants 2.5 for 3 years. I'm not really sure how to feel about Puistinen. I mean, he's a decent depth forward, I guess, but I'm not really a fan of a lot of his role ratings. Like most of his role ratings are 10 or even below. I mean, he's decent in his current role as a counterattacking forward, but even then he's only just, barely passing his average, So I'm not sure if I really want to re-sign him. I mean, I guess I will if we somehow have some cap left over, but I don't think he's a priority. Jack Khan wants 2.1 for 3 years. So I don't know if I would want 3 years for him. I feel like he's more of a 1 or 2 year deal kind of guy. TJ Tynan, he wasn't even on our roster this year. He wants 1.6. If I recall correctly, he had a personality trait I wasn't a big fan of. Yeah, keep expectations low when he's under pressure. I don't really like that, so we're going to release him. He's 34 anyway. Then you have Alex Barré-Boulet. I guess he's just a depth forward. He only wants 1.1 for 2 years, so you know what? Cheap depth, sure, I'll sign him. I mean, I'm not exactly a fan of a lot of his ratings, especially defensively, but, I guess, like I said, he's serviceable, cheap depth, so we'll keep him on board. Grizzlick, he wants 4.2. No, we're not going to be able to afford that. He's only making $1 million right now, so we're not going to be able to afford Grizzlick. Bardakov, I may as well just sign you with some cheap depth. We're going to need all the cheap depth we can get. Gushkin, sure. Kiviranta wants 2.1 for 3 years. 22 points last year, 51 games played. Maybe I'll sign him, but he's not a priority. Fellhaber, 1.5 for 2 years. Kelly wants 4.4 for 3 years. Absolutely not. That is not happening under any circumstances. Then you have Poland, $1 million for 2 years. I mean, again, I'm not really a fan of his defensive ratings, but you know what? He's cheap 2-star depth, so sure. Then Ivan as well. So we got all those guys signed. Now let's see who's left. Yeah, it's a lot of players that are left over. What about our cap obligations heading into next season? Oh, we're not gonna. Oh, I don't think we're gonna be able to sign any of these guys, even if I wanted to. I don't think we're gonna be able to sign a Khan or Puistinen. I think all these guys are probably on their way out because with no one on the injury list currently, our salary is almost at $90 million. The cap ceiling during the regular season is 95.5. So we're working with roughly $6 million there. And if you take a look at what our cap obligations are for this season currently, 15.2 in salary cap space, according to the cap obligation screen. Now, I'm pretty sure that's also taking into account the boosted salary cap for the offseason, right? So, and you're going from 15.2 currently to 3.7. We're going to be way over. We're going to be way over. Yeah. I don't think we can sign any of these guys. I think we may have to release all of these guys here. With this, plus we're definitely going to have to get rid of Wedgwood after that brutal playoff performance we just witnessed. There's going to be some changes here to the Colorado Avalanche this offseason, I have a feeling. Oh, whoa, okay. We have an offer for Scott Wedgwood that I don't think I can refuse here. Philly is offering us their first round pick for the 2027 draft. Is that? No, that's next year. That's next year's draft. I mean, I would be a fool to say no to that, honestly, with how Wedgwood was this year, not just during the playoffs, but during the regular season as well. 887 save percentage during the regular season. I mean, honestly, I feel like I'm making out a little too good with this. But you know what? The computer offered it to me, so who am I to say no? Complete trade. There it is. We got a first round pick in return for Scott Wedgwood. All right, we're on June 23rd. Let's sign some prospects. We have one signing deadline this year. That's just Shamil Shmakov, so not going to bother with him. Obviously, we did sign a couple of other prospects earlier in the year. I believe it was Humphreys and Curran. So we got them out of the way before the season started. But is there anybody else we want to sign? Nah, everybody else is a half-star ability currently. So I think we'll just make our way to the NHL Awards. And here we are at the NHL Awards. The Ted Lindsay and the Art Ross go to David Pastrnak. He had 59 goals and 53 assists for 112 points. So what a season for him. For the Maurice Richard, you have, of course, Nathan MacKinnon, who had 64 goals and 41 assists on the season for 105 points. Lady Byng goes to Jack Hughes. He had 52 goals, 37 assists for 89 points. Bill Masterton goes to Brad Marchand. 34 goals, 26 assists for 60 points. The Mark Messier Leadership Award goes to Mario Ferraro of the San Jose Sharks, and he actually has an alternate captaincy. Okay, so it's 1 for 1 on that award so far. We'll see if the game keeps it up. He had 26 points this year. And for the Jennings, you have Dan Vladar of Philadelphia. He had a .916 save percentage and 8 shutouts this year in 68 games played. For the Hart, between Nathan MacKinnon, Travis Konechny, and David Pastrnak, it is going to be David Pastrnak. So I guess it was kind of a toss-up between Pastrnak and MacKinnon, wasn't it? Because Pastrnak obviously had the most points in the league, but MacKinnon wasn't far behind him. So I guess you really could have gone with either of those guys. And I'm not sure how Konechny did. Actually, let's see his stats. Oh, he had 107 points this year. Yeah, so it really was a three-way toss-up. It could have gone to any three of those guys. But in the end, it was indeed Pastrnak. And for the Conn Smythe, you have Aiden Hill of Vegas with the .917 save percentage and 4 shutouts in 24 games played. That's the kind of goaltending we need, but unfortunately we got nowhere even close to it these playoffs. And for the Calder, between Ivan Demidov, Beckett Seneca, and Quentin Musty, you have Ivan Demidov of Montreal with 66 points. For the Norris, between Travis Sanheim, Noah Dobson, and Dougie Hamilton, it is Dougie Hamilton of the New Jersey Devils with a 62-point season. And for the Selke, between Mikey Eyssimont, Elias Lindholm, and Nick Suzuki, is Mikey Eyssimont of Boston with 54 points. For the Vezina, between Dan Vladar, Jordan Binnington, and Linus Ullmark, it is Dan Vladar of Philadelphia, as we saw his stats before. GM of the year, between Tom Fitzgerald, Daniel Briere, and Don Sweeney, it is Tom Fitzgerald of the New Jersey Devils. And for the Jack Adams, between Sheldon Keefe, Rick Tocchet, and Marco Sturm, it is Sheldon Keefe of the New Jersey Devils. And here's our first season summary. We reached the playoffs, had a winning season and a winning percentage of 600 better. No negative categories. Total season score and career score so far of 19. 3 available points, putting them into negotiating as always. 2 of our coaches are up for renewal this year. You have Brian Wilsey, assistant coach. He's our skill coach. So what matters for him is coaching prospects and physical training. That's 16 and 14. And then player management's at 12. I prefer if that player management was a bit higher because that helps with maintaining team harmony. So I think we'll look elsewhere for a skill coach. And then Jared Bednar is also for renewal. I mean, I wouldn't say what happened in the playoffs this year was on him necessarily. I mean, it's only been 1 year, right? And obviously that was a terrible goaltending performance, but specifically by Wedgwood. And, as far as I'm concerned, guys like MacKinnon and Nagys are still producing. So I think I will extend Bednar, but it's only going to be for 2 seasons. I don't want to go for too long here. I just want to give him another chance to see what he can do with this roster. So we will renew him, but I think I'm going to look elsewhere for a skill coach. Up there it is. Brent Burns has decided to retire, so wouldn't have mattered if we offered him a contract or not, but he does officially hang up the skates at 41 years of age. And apparently the owner has sold the team. So we had one underperforming year and the owner noped out. All right, so we're on July 1st. We have 19 players on the roster, and we're at a salary cap of 91.7. So we're not over, but we're pretty close. And we don't have a full roster. And also, a couple of our players are only one-star players in Curran and Humphreys. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting offseason. I have a feeling this is going to be an interesting offseason. I mean, the logical thing here to do normally would be to get rid of a player like Landeskog, right? Because he's got that $7 million with 3 years left. But at the same time, I know how much he means to this franchise and Avalanche fans. So this is going to be an interesting, like I said, this is going to be an interesting offseason for sure. However, it looks like we won't need to worry about signing a backup goaltender because we do have Ilya Nabokov, who has come up. He's now a 2-star ability. We're going to see what he can do at the NHL level. He's 23 years of age already, so I think now has got to be the time that we see what he's about, right? So it's going to be Blackwood and Nabokov in net, at least to start out year number 2. Defense, we need at least 2 guys. And maybe, I mean, Goyev's still only a 1-star ability at 21 years of age. I don't know if he's probably not going to be coming up for another year or 2, honestly. And then the Mott, no. Yeah, we're going to need at least 2 guys. We're going to need at least 2 defensemen out of free agency. And then at forward, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then Curran and Humphreys, only 1-star abilities. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting offseason. Because I'm not playing Curran and Humphreys, not at 1-star abilities. So I think we send them down, and then we're going to need at least 3 forwards out of free agency. So 3 forwards and 2 defensemen with only roughly 3.2 remaining in salary cap. We're going to need to make a move or 2. Unless we plan on playing Curran and Humphreys, but I would really rather not. Yeah, I mean, Humphreys is nowhere close to ready defensively, and the same for Curran, honestly. So, yeah, we're going to need to do something here. I'm not sure what it is yet, but we're going to need to make a move or 2 this offseason. So I think with all that done, we'll wrap things up here, but not before I thank the channel members. Thank you guys so much for your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.